We live at the Fire Nights podcast, man, and it's certain moments that you have when you do these things, and I think it's more the moment.
These guys came from Woodland, Delaware. Where are you from?
Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's Let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him.
Listen, man, it's your boy D-Mac, man. Fire Nights Podcast.
Let me see him. Let me see him.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Hit it, man. Good morning, bro. Good morning.
Good morning, good brother.
This is the Fire Nights experience, man. Thought-provoking, Black culture journey. Specifically today, to get into some sports, man. We got some Major League Baseball action. We got NFL action. We got NBA action. But today is strictly dedicated, man, to that pigskin, man. Today is especially dedicated to the pigskin. How you feeling this morning, bro?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I think we got some things done last night, man.
Man. If I had the buzzer, I had a buzzer going off right now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think everything went a little bit better than expected. Today is Sunday, football day, but I gotta give a big shout to my fighting Phillies. We one win away from going to the World Series. Let's go. Ring the motherfucking bell.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I don't have no problem with the Phillies. I'm a supporter of the Philadelphia Phillies, man. So I got no problem there at all, in no way, shape, or form, man. Go fighting Phils. Do that shit, man. And bring that shit home, man. Bring it home. I got no problem with the fighting Phils. So listen, man, you know, like I said, I alluded to it last night, man. Again, I appreciate anybody rocking out with us, man, and vibing with us. I totally apologize for, you know, a lot of the technical difficulties, man. We got some things squared away, and now we can get that quality content to you, man, because we believe that the Fire Nights experience, man, is not just a sports show, man. We are a lifestyle show. All things Black culture and lifestyle, man, we delve into. And I think we had some great content that we missed out on, man. But like you always say, bro, on to Cleveland. Let's get this money, man. We got this NFL. Can we get some NFL? Can we get some NFL music popping real quick, man?
Not a problem, good brother. Not a
Put
problem.
us in the mind frame, bro. Put us in the mind frame. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Week 7, NFL Week 7 is upon us. First, we got to talk about the Thursday night football game, of course, man, that already happened. It was a high-scoring affair, though, man. Not, you know, normally, you know, the Thursday night games are pretty lackluster. So that one was a little bit different from the norm, man. We got the Saints, Cardinals, Cardinals prevail with a 42-34 win. Big win for the Cardinals, so they can at least stay within striking distance at 3-4 at least, and kind of right the ship a little bit. Saints dropped to 2-5. Definitely a big loss for them, man. You know, sitting at 2-5 could be pretty tough, man. Your thoughts on that game?
Well, one thing that really stood out to me is DeAndre Hopkins is really good and he's really needed and he makes that team damn good. You know, with him out on the field, I think he just put everybody in their place, offensively and defensively, even though they gave up a lot of points. But they got, I want to say, 2 pick sixes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, on defense, DeAndre Hopkins, I think he means a lot more to that team. That I think that might have been the best I've seen Kyler Murray look in a minute. You know, that's one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player in the NFL right now. So it was good to see them play and look a lot better. Now, what I do see out of New Orleans is they don't have enough. It's not enough there.
They don't have an identity, though. They don't have an identity. It's a good
They don't have
defensive team.
enough of anything.
It's a good defensive team, though. They got some pieces defensively. It's just they don't have an offensive identity, it seems like, man. I think when Sean Payton left, man, the identity left with them. When Drew Brees left, the identity left with them. So, you know, I think it's just a matter of that team literally going back to square one and trying to figure out who they are. I don't think Jameis Winston is the answer at quarterback. We definitely know Taysom Hill is not the answer, and we know Andy Dalton isn't either. So the clear question there is who is the next quarterback to lead that team. As far as DeAndre Hopkins, I thought it's funny that you said that because, you know, at one point, while he was playing, we were considering him the best receiver in the league. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, but it seems like now with the emergence of so many guys, man, he's kind of like lost in the shuffle. I mean, is he still that guy?
Well, give him. He's got a couple more games to prove it, but he's always been a favorite of mine, and he's always been a guy that I thought was at least in the conversation of arguably the best wide receiver in football. So with him coming back and looking like he looked already, give him a couple more games, he may be right back at the top. You know, him, Cooper Kupp, a couple other guys, Diggs. You know, so I feel like, you know, just with a couple more games, he's going to come back and be the DeAndre Hopkins that I always known. Yo, okay. So I guess my man froze. That's all that juice you drink.
Nah. Send B mad at John real quick.
Oh, I got you. He want to get in?
Well, I don't know. I know he just texted us on the chat. So all right, so let's get to the games, man. The Sunday, October 23rd slate gives us a bevy of games as usual. So let's start at the top, man. Let's just start at the top as the schedule goes. We'll go. The first game on the docket, Cleveland Browns at the Baltimore Ravens. 2-4 Browns at the 3-3 Ravens. Pivotal game for both teams, I think.
Yes.
At 3-3, Ravens are still, you know, they're still alive. At 2-4, this is almost a win game for the Browns. What's your thoughts?
I'm starting to lose a little bit more faith in Baltimore. For me to look at their team, and last week I had them in the same thing. I'm like, look, man, they got to clean this up. They got to get better. And they went out and, you know, and did the same thing last week. So this week I can't go at them with the same level of, here we go again. I got to go at them with an even less level of, here we go again. Mm-hmm. And now I want to say that let me take Cleveland in Baltimore. I want to say on the road, but let me take Cleveland in Baltimore because right now I just got to see Baltimore finish a game.
Yeah, they've had some wild finishes, man. Like literally just kind of like, hey, here, I don't want this game. You have it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens, man. I'm gonna take the Ravens. I'm gonna take the Ravens in this. Even though these divisional games with so much on the line scares me, man, because these are the games where you typically get your upsets, man. When you got, familiarity there, and so much is on the line. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna go Ravens, man. I'm gonna go Ravens. Next game on the docket, we got the 3-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the 1-5 Panthers.
Ah.
I mean, can we pick anything but the Buccaneers, man? No Christian McCaffrey, literally no quarterback. They're literally spiraling. I can't find a reason to pick the Panthers. You used the reason up last week of, sometimes a new coach can galvanize a team. That didn't happen. And now you having a fire sale. I just don't see how. I don't see how they win this game. Even at home, I don't see how they win this game.
It's hard. It's going to be hard for a Tom Brady-led Buccaneers team to do all the things it would take to lose a game to the Panthers today in their current state of footballdom. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? It's just like I said, man. A lot right now, the way football is being played, it seems like a lot more teams are losing games than teams are winning them. Or you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of teams like, well, we're not going to beat ourselves. And other teams are necessarily beating themselves, and the other team wins. So I can't see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers doing that many things to lose the game.
They're not gonna screw. They're not gonna screw the pooch that bad.
Yeah, you can't do it this bad now. I mean, just this is one of those games that you can maybe possibly come out of it and have a win and not feel like you won, but you still won.
You got to win this, though. You got to win this.
You got to win this, though.
And then, not to mention that, you got to win this after the tongue lashing that Tom Brady gave the offensive line. So you come out and you lose this game. Now you're inviting the turmoil. Now, you know what I mean. Yeah. So you got to win this game. Just for face value, you got to win this game. Next game on the docket, man, we got the Atlanta Falcons at 3-3 at the Cincinnati Bengals at 3-3. Go ahead, bro.
That's a little tougher call than I thought it was going to be. The Atlanta Falcons have played, I can't even say below the radar. They're on the radar now. They've played a lot better than a lot of people thought they can play, man. That new coach got them guys playing with whoever they got on their team.
Marcus Mariota. You got some pieces. You got Marcus Mariota, and you got probably the most versatile player this side of Deebo Samuels and
Cordero Patterson.
Yeah. So, and Kyle Pitts was supposed to do a lot better, but I think he's battling some injury issues right now. But they're playing well. I mean, they got one of the better kickers in the league. They got some talent on the team. It's just a matter of, they're fighting their own past demons at this point. It's the Falcons. The Bengals got to pick it up. They got to pick it up. They got to really start to put their pedal to the metal and do some things. So I'm gonna go with a high scoring affair in this one, man. I would take the over on this one. I would take the over on this bad boy right here. But I'm gonna go with the Bengals on this one. I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Okay.
In a game where both teams could score over 35 points, I think this might be a high scoring affair.
You know what? I think you just influenced a little bit of money of mine. I think I'm going to move some money around because you made a lot of sense. I think this is going to be a high-scoring affair. So, you know what? Let me see if
Bengals haven't shown the ability to stop anybody this year. But they have shown the ability recently that they're starting to get going offensively. But, yeah, defensively, they can't stop anybody. Then the Falcons, they seem to be turning up. Shout out to Marcus Mariota, man. He's doing pretty well. He's doing well, man. And a shocker there. Who you got in that game? Who you got?
Give me the Bengals in a high-scoring affair. They're at home. I think they probably get the ball last. So really give me something like 38-35.
Okay. Falcons or Bengals?
Bengals.
Bengals? All right. Next game on the docket, man, we got the 1-4 Detroit Lions at the 4-2 Cowboys in Texas Stadium.
Is
it Texas Stadium?
Jerry's World.
Jerry World. There we go. That's good enough. That works.
Jerry World. So I couldn't tell you, but I think this is a game that I think it's going to be a little bit closer than people think, because I think with that coming back, I think there'll be some rust there. I think it's probably going to take him at least the first half to get his NFL feet back underneath him. But I actually think in the second half they pull away. right now Detroit fights, but you know what I'm saying, that's all they got. Is I ain't gonna say that's all they got, but that's all they doing well right now is fighting. And they got some injuries. They coming off a bye, so they should be, getting healthy. But I still got to take Dallas in this one.
All right. Yeah, I think Dallas in a bounce back game. Dallas will win this game probably about 21-17. 21-17. Lions have offensive explosion ability, but I think that Cowboys defense, man, they're gonna get to Matt Stafford. I mean, I'm sorry, they're gonna get
Jared
to
Goff.
Jared Goff, man. They're gonna do some bad things to him, I think. Yeah, I don't know if Jared Goff makes it out of this game.
Oh, so you think it can get that real for him?
Yeah, I think Jared Goff. I don't know if he makes it out this game. But the way that they get to the quarterback, man, and like I said, that was even more of a shout out to the Eagles because they didn't really get much pressure on Jalen Hurts, man. That offensive line the Eagles got is a brick wall, bro. It's a brick wall.
It's pretty sturdy.
It's a brick wall, man.
It's pretty sturdy.
I got the Cowboys. I got the Cowboys. Maybe I got the Cowboys either 2017. I got the Cowboys 2017.
That's fair.
Next game on the docket, man. We got the New York Football Giants sitting at 5-1. At the Jacksonville Jaguars, who's at 2-4. Expected performance for Jaguars. I'm still a little shocked. I thought they would show some growth. I'm gonna go with the Jags on this one. I'm gonna go with the Jaguars on this one.
That's interesting. I
mean,
they're definitely a team I thought myself should have been maybe a step, two steps a little bit more further ahead in their progression with Trevor Lawrence and some of the Christian Kirk, ATN, James Robinson, a lot of the guys they have on offense. I thought that definitely would have took a step further. I think the defense is a little bit more solid than people give credit, but I think they're out there a little bit too long because the offense can't sustain.
Good gas, man. You can gas.
Yeah, you're looking for a little bit more out of the offense, and it seems like both sides of the ball is young, but it's like, how we holding up over here, we the defense, we holding up, but how long can we hold up, especially we're young and, so I got to kind of commend them, but I'm looking for a little bit more out of Jacksonville. I don't think this is the week. Give me the Giants.
Yeah, I think this is the week Jacksonville gets one. I think in a stunner here, because normally I think you normally get those stunners in out of conference, out of division games, interconference games, interconference games are where you normally get those stunners. So I'm gonna go with Jacksonville on this one. That's my sleeper pick on that one. The next game we got the 3-2-1 Indianapolis Colts against the 3-2 Tennessee Titans in Tennessee.
Man, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually for the division.
Could very well be, bro.
Yeah, it's actually for the, for
But you got who else in that division? You got the Texans, right?
Yeah.
The Colts, the Titans, the Texans, and is it Jacksonville? Jacksonville. So yeah, whoever wins this game, because I don't see the Texans making a late charge. I think they've given up too much ground already at 1-3-1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Colts. I'm gonna go Colts on it. I'm gonna go Colts. I'm gonna go with the Colts on the road.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Jonathan Taylor's coming back today off of injury, so I know that he's always significant. He's always brings a lot to the table. But I think Tennessee, the way they're built and the way they play, I think they are more rounding more into their Tennessee game. King Henry going, a little bit more play action to some guys out there. They're at home. They've won a couple games in a row. They're playing better. I'm taking the Titans at home.
Okay.
That was definitely my pick anyway for the AFC South. That was my pick. So I think this is the time they sort of kind of get on a nice little
round in shape.
Yeah. Take a little bit more control of the division.
In the next game, we got the 3-3 Green Bay Packers at the 2-4 Commanders in DC.
You know what? Well, I can't be that foolish. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna say I've given him flack, but I've always, kind of gave him jabs. But I've always kind of been a Tyler Heineke fan myself. So I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to bring to the Commanders. He's pretty familiar already with the team. He started all last year. He's been the backup. He's been there for a while. He's familiar with all things going on. I don't think this would be the usual backup coming in and we'll know what's going on with him. We'll know what we're going to get from him. I actually think you're going to get a pretty solid performance from Taylor Heineke today. I don't think it's going to be enough to beat out Aaron Rodgers, but you ain't got to argue me down for an upset alert, right? That's definitely an upset alert right there. I think they can catch him off guard there at home. Tyler Heineke probably won't be as fidgety or backup-ish. He's got a little bit more starter quarterback in him than people thinks. I think the game will go a little bit differently than a lot of people think, but I think the Green Bay Packers still pull it out.
It's interesting, man. Taylor will have, because the knock last year was that there was not enough weapons around him. But the one positive on offense that I can say about Washington is that they have 4 different receivers who each have multiple touchdowns. So you've got the weapons. So it's just a matter of now whether now you're stepping into this new role in year 3 now. This is year 3 in this system that you've already been familiar with. And now you're starting again, being at home helps. So it's just, I think there is some added pressure there because, number one, you've got a fan base that feels like, okay, well, we know Carson Wentz ain't the long-term answer. Save us, Taylor. You know what I mean? It's that kind of mentality right now. And that's pressure in itself. Now, whether he succumbs to it, I don't know. Because let's say you come out and you go 3 and out, or you go and throw a pick. Now the boo birds start. And then now it's, how can you overcome that? We don't know if that's going to happen or not. But with that being said, that element is there. I think Aaron Rodgers bounces back. I got the Packers in this game, man. I got the Packers. Maybe the Washington defense is playing well. They've actually turned it around, which is weird because they're playing well. Now the offense is playing terrible. So I'm gonna go Green Bay, man. 24-17.
That sounds about. Yeah, I'm going Green Bay, but I'm going maybe a little closer, 28-27.
I got the next game, man. This starts the 4:00 slate. We got the New York Jets at 4-2 at the Denver Broncos at the adverse 2-4.
Wow.
Who you got?
I just seen that Russell Wilson won't be playing. He's got a hammy.
Is that a good thing though? Could that be a good thing?
I would say it can be a good thing. I can't even. Not to say it like that, but I couldn't tell you who the backup is in Denver. So it's just I'm not sure if that's the
Drew Lock or something like that.
Drew Lock's in Seattle. He got traded for Russell Wilson. So I'm not saying that's a recipe for success without Russell Wilson in your lineup.
Okay, let's take a look.
The Jets have been
see.
playing pretty good, a lot better than what a lot of people think. And their defense, I think, is real. I think their defense is real. I think they get after whoever this backup is, and I think they pull it out on the road.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with the Jets. Why not? I'm gonna stay with the Jets. I'm gonna stay with the Jets. Let's not even, let's keep it going. I'm gonna go ahead and stay with the Jets. Let me see. Let me check the inactives in this game. Let me see. Do we got any inactives? Izzy? We'll get back to that one because I'm intrigued by that game. I'm gonna go with the Jets, man. 24-21 Jets. My boy Sauce, man. I like some Sauce Gardner, man.
Yeah.
I like me some Sauce Gardner.
I actually think it's not even, I don't think it's going to be that close. I'm giving it 30-14.
Oh, so they're going to molly. You got a mollywop.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a mollywop, and I think the score, I don't think the Jets offense is just going to dominate. I think it's going to be a little bit more of the defense stopping them, turnover, stopping them, turnover. And then, here and there, the Jets will score. I think it's probably even going to be a special teams or defensive touchdown. I think it's going to be at least a couple turnovers. Now, this is just what I'm predicting.
But they got one of the bright young stars in the backfield in Breece Hall.
Yeah.
So, he's chugging that offense along. Yeah, I think the Jets win this one going away, as they said.
Mm-hmm.
Next game on the docket, man, the 1-3-1 Texans at the 1-4 Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders got to get this game. I got the Raiders. I got the Raiders in a dog walk. 28-10. I got them in a dog walk. They got to get this game. At some point, Hunter Renfrow, Waller, Adams, Jacobs, they got to get going. Renfrow, they got to get going, bro. If the Raiders have any hope of any aspirations of actually competing in that division, they got to get this win, and it is a must-win game. They cannot lose this game at home and expect to have any imprint on that division, let alone playoff hopes. Their only hope at this point is to win that division, and I don't know. And I don't know if they do it if they lose this game. They can't.
I'm going to go on record. Well, I've been on record and said that the Raiders was my pick to win that division. I'm not taking that back. It's just that may just be a foolish decision I done made. You know what I'm saying?
Not right all the time.
I'm pretty disappointed in the way they've played, but that's because you have to finish a lot of the games that they've played. They've been in every game that they've played. It's like, it's right there.
They haven't been overmatched at all.
Right. That's the frustrating part. It's almost like a tale of two teams, because my other pick in the NFC to win the NFC was Minnesota. And it's like, okay, well, we winning those games the same way that Las Vegas is losing those games.
What you got with the score? What's your score on this game?
I'm sorry?
What's your score on this game? What's the score?
Well, I think I got the Raiders. But yeah, I got the Raiders. But I think it's going to be close.
Okay.
Just because the way that they play. Give me 24-21 Raiders.
3-3 Seattle Seahawks at the 4-2 Los Angeles Chargers. I'm gonna go with the Chargers in another high scoring affair. 38-35. 38-35. Chargers win by field goal. Yeah, I got it. Chargers have been kind of winning some ugly games. They've been figuring it out, sitting at 4-2. Seahawks gonna be a tough out, man. And I wouldn't be shocked if the Seahawks won, but for the sake of picking, I'm gonna say the Chargers by 3, 38-35.
Got you. Now I gotta give it up to Geno Smith, man.
Give it up to Geno Smith, man.
This is the first time he's been in a situation where he can actually be the number one guy, get all the reps with at least some requisite pieces around you to actually look like and be analyzed as a professional NFL starting quarterback. And he's actually looking pretty good. I can't front on him out there in Seattle. It seemed like they made the best choice of their lives trading away Russell Wilson. Then they got a treasure trove back. You know what I'm saying? It looks like they're going to be NFL, going forward. But I think today they get stopped by the Chargers.
Okay.
I think it's going to be high scoring as well, because I think I'm not sure what Bosa's out again, if I'm not mistaken. They got some key guys out, I want to say, on the Chargers. So I think it's going to be on Justin Herbert's back to outscore the Geno Smith-led Seahawks. So I pretty much got it something like you. I pretty much got it maybe even a little bit higher score than that, something like 41-37.
Okay. So the next game we got Kansas City Chiefs at 4-2 at the 3-3 San Francisco 49ers. That's an interesting game, bro.
Very.
I got to think for a second on that one. That's because now, like I said, these is those interconference games. You know, those interconference games, man. Those are the ones. Those are normally the games where something shocking happens. Something like somebody literally doesn't show up. You know what I mean? Or it's like an upset. So I don't know. I really don't know about this one, man. But for the sake of picking, I'm gonna go with Patty Mahomes, man. I'm gonna go with Patty Mahomes in a tight one. 28-27. 28-27.
With 49ers, man, they just got in a very significant piece this week with Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
From what we all see of the San Francisco 49ers, they like to run the ball, have their backfield, heavily involved in their game plan, pretty much get the ball to Debo. I haven't seen as much Kittle.
Yeah,
as I had in the past.
Yeah, Kittle's been missing this year.
And I guess it seems like maybe Brandon Ayuk is coming on a little bit further now. But the defense, to me, it's been playing maybe not as up to build. So with that being said, I'm going with Patrick Mahomes myself. I think he bounces back from last week. I actually am looking for him to have maybe 4 touchdowns, probably 400 yards, and almost kind of make the Niners, look a certain way.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes scorched earth tonight. Or this afternoon.
Okay. So who you got?
I got KC 38-21.
All right. We got in the primetime game 2-4 Pittsburgh Steelers at the 3-3 Miami Dolphins. Dolphins explode in this game, I think. I think the Dolphins Dolphins explode in this game. But I think the youngin is playing. I think Kenny Pickett is playing. I think the Steelers will play well. I just think the Dolphins are due for an explosion. Tua is back. I think they get back on that early season run that they was on. If the offensive line can protect Tua, I expect a big outburst from the Dolphins, somewhere in the mid-30s. I'm thinking mid-30s for them to about 17 for the Steelers. Steelers have been fighting these in a lot of these games, man. They've pulled out a couple of tough ones this year, so they got some moxie. If Kenny Pickett can move the ball somewhat, they can stay in this game. But if he has an abysmal performance, then they get routed, because I don't think the defense can slow the Dolphins down. I think the Dolphins put up in the mid-30s, maybe even more. I think this is a game that the Dolphins go crazy. So let me read Okay, so it wasn't no significant outs in this game. Okay.
Well, I'm glad to see Tua's back. I'm glad to see him healthy. Him just being, health-wise, that's important, period, just for your life going forward in general, for your future, to make it back to football status. That's pretty significant. I don't know how his football timing is going to be, today. Pittsburgh, I'm not sure if they're the test that they're going to need to be the test what Tua is today or tonight or whenever it is. I'm not sure if they can actually test him defensively to actually press him to see how well he can actually play. I think he can, just sort of kind of put it on autopilot tonight against, Pittsburgh. It may be not that high scoring, because I actually don't believe in Pittsburgh scoring a lot of points. They may get 10 points, so give me 21-10.
Okay.
Dolphins.
So we got the final game. We got the Monday night game. The 2-4 Chicago Bears at the 3-3 New England Patriots. I'll make this one short and sweet. I think the Patriots come out with a victory in this. I'll say 24-10.
Man, why is I just got to stop right there. Chicago is terrible. Why the hell are they on all these nationally televised games? It seems like every time you look up, you got Justin Fields, his picture, Sunday night or Monday night or Thursday night. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they played every night of the week, and they suck.
Well, I mean, they were hopefully thinking that maybe, that team may take another step. And he is an electrifying young player, when he's on. So I don't mind them having that expectation. It just kind of sucks as a fan to watch this game on prime time. Don't the flexes start like later in the season? They might want to start considering some of these games being flexed like early in the year. Like, I don't know. I guess they added the flex thing so they can move these games around later in the season when they matter. So some of these games that don't have any merit or any really impact on the standings, especially not from an entertainment standpoint. The Bears definitely aren't an entertaining team, and quite frankly, neither are the Patriots, to be honest with you.
I was going to say, man, that was the point I was just getting ready to make. I was like, these two teams' style of ball almost reminds me of 87, 1987 style of football. Like, why is there so many runs? Why is there so many?
But football is football, so you just never know. You know what I mean? You just never know. Never know.
I can tell you now, it's probably going to be 30. At least 30 rush attempts apiece by both football teams that night.
So who you got? What's the score?
Man. Is Mac Jones back for New England?
I don't think so. Let's look at the injury report. Let's see here. Let's see.
Because I like what Bailey Zappi was showing me. I like what he was showing me. I like what he was giving me out there.
All right, so let's go with the inactive report here. So we got for this game. Let's go to the Patriots. Let's see who's inactive.
Tell me who's good. I mean, I have a pretty good idea who's like rushing Greg at the base landing. I mean, Tom Brady needs to be the man.
1 second here. Okay, so where are the Patriots at? Where are the Patriots?
And they both play a uninspiring brand of football. I mean, no disrespect to the guys out there playing. Like you said, football is football. But I would actually say it's probably going to be a stat somewhere or a time somewhere in the game where someone, one of the announcers is going to say, we haven't seen this many rush attempts by both teams since 1980 something. I would be willing to bet.
I don't think it's going to be that bad, man. I don't think it's going to be that bad, man.
I do.
Yeah, I don't see. Let's see here. And let's go here. Give me a second, bro. I'll get it for you. Hold on 1 second here. Because they didn't have it where I thought they would have it. So let's go to the game itself and see if we can get some. Okay. So we got it doesn't say that Mac Jones limited. He's questionable, so I don't know. He's questionable right now.
All right.
Yeah. He's questionable for right now. Yeah, he's questionable.
Now, that's one thing I probably don't see a Bill Belichick-led team doing nowhere near as many things as it's going to probably take, to lose a game.
Okay.
And Foxborough against Justin Fields. It's going to take a lot for Justin Fields to beat New England. I'm not sure if he had, not just him, the whole Chicago Bears, I'm not sure if they have enough to beat New England when they're just running the ball at you and dumping the ball down and punting the ball to you and daring you to just score. That's going to be a lot harder than what they think. And like I said, a Bill Belichick-led team is not just going to make a whole bunch of mistakes. If they do, I would be very shocked. And they pull out a crusty-looking win, something like 17-9.
Right. Okay, 17-9. And that completes the weekly schedule, man, for the NFL. Nice slate of games, I think, man. Some interesting games there. Yeah, some interesting games. Very interesting games. I think that we're gonna have a couple games there, man, where it's like, whoa, okay. Some good shit going on there. Good shit going on there. Closing thoughts, bro, on this week.
Well, this week, man, I'm eager to see how Patrick Mahomes bounced back from last week. You know, that epic showdown, Titan versus Titan, you know, him versus Josh Allen. I want to see how he bounces back. And like I say, I always want to look at teams, you know, how they respond to, you know, different type of upheaval or chaos, or, you know, your thing is thrown off. So now, you know, I want to see what San Francisco looks like with something thrown into their mix, Christian McCaffrey. So that's a game that I'm definitely looking at with a couple eyes.
Okay, cool. The game that I think is interesting, man, is so the bye teams are the Bills, Rams, Vikings, Eagles. The game that I'm looking at that's interesting is this Seattle Seahawks and Chargers game. I think that's an interesting game, man, because both teams are knee deep in their divisional race. And I think this game is on, I wouldn't say a must win, but man, if you can win this game, I think for the Seahawks, they keep pace. And I think for the Chargers, you know, they need to keep pace with the Chiefs at 4-2. They both have 4-2, so they need to keep pace with the Chiefs. So, yeah, that's my game right there. I'm got a keen eye on that game. Seahawks Chargers.
Like you said, I think that's going to be I think that might be a barn burner.
I think so, man. I think that might be. Like I said, I'm taking over on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking over on that one, bro.
I think that's a smart bet.
So, yo, listen, man. It was. We're gonna keep this thing going weekly, man. With the pregame show, man. You know, go over these games and analysis and things of that nature. We'll come back a little later on, man, and check some of these scores, man. Probably around the 7 o'clock hour. With that, how you feel about that?
That feels lovely, man. You know, we come back and recap what we done saw all day long.
Come back 7 o'clock hour.
Lows, maybe some fire nice things, maybe some nuanced things that you done saw. Yeah, you know, after you know you had your gut and filled with football today. Yeah,
and then you know Tuesday we'll go over some. You know, we'll really dive deep. You know, but we'll do like a 7 o'clock, 7:30 check in. You know what I mean? Just to get some results and then go from there, man. Just a quick check in, and then Tuesday night we'll do a deep dive into the weekend once all of the games are done, man. But once again, man, it's the Fire and Ice experience, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Much love. We out. Enjoy your Sunday. Pigskin Day, baby.
Peace.
We live at the Fire and Ice podcast, man, and it's certain moments that you have when you do these things, and I think it's more the moment.
These guys came from Woodland, Delaware.
Where are you from?
Now,
from the
who's
east
fighting
side.
right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's
Man, it's your boy.